the JD and Chris Show with Big
Joe.
My dudes, what is going on? It has legitimately been way too long. Haven't spoken in a while. We had the NBA preview episode that carried us through the week. How you doing, man? Gitano, you still drying off from your trip to Eugene last weekend?
Yeah, I'm drying off, and like my shirt, I'm just a grateful duck and excited for this bye week so we can get some straightening of the mind, because this performance in this weather, Big Ten national championship ready.
You know, Junior may have used the word fraud about our Oregon Ducks. So Junior, how you feeling down there in Salem, and how you still thinking we're frauds, bro? I had to get my Dan Lanning on.
Hey, you know, it's probably a little harsh to say fraud. You know, it's a Big Ten game, it's a conference game, it's an ugly game. You know, that's gonna happen. You know, you were up 21-0. They scored, really got a garbage time touchdown, I'd say. So, you know, probably a bit unfair, but you need to start looking a little bit better than that going into the playoff if you want to be a true contender. But I'm over here chilling. Interesting fact that I saw. So we're down here in Salem, Oregon. Every single one of the like 5A or 6, whatever the whatever A we are down here, every single high school coach in Salem went to Western Oregon University. So we are Western Oregon represented here in Salem, Oregon high school football head coaches. So I thought that was funny.
Western Oregon East, bro.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
what's up.
Yeah.
Speaking of high school football, the Issaquah Eagles have a big match this Friday. If they win, they're headed to the playoffs. So repping the squad today.
Go Birds.
Go Birds, bro. I texted my son and was like, something about a basketball game, like Blazers were beating the Warriors, and he said Eagles are beating the Jaguars, and I was like, there's a game on tonight. And he was talking about high school. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's have our celebrities introduce our favorite segment.
Bum of the week and
Stud of the week.
Bum of the week.
Thanks, LeBron. Bum of the week, stud of the week. JD, who you got?
Man, this one pains me to say it, but that dude Jonathan Taylor, he's the stud of the week, man.
Pains
These
me more.
last couple games,
I'm playing against him in fantasy, man, and your wife beat me.
10 TDs. I mean, those numbers are. He's the NFL MVP. Great season. You know, their points per possession, you know, all-time high, like almost as good as the 07 Patriots high. So he's the stud of the week. My bum of the week goes to the Cincinnati Bengals as a team. What are y'all doing? Can you help me? Can you please help me? All you got to do is beat the winless Jets in a couple weeks. Your shining armor, Joe Burrow, he's coming.
I mean,
then you lose to Justin Fields in his prayer closet.
But Justin Fields and also inspired by Nick Mangold's death, bro, playing for his honor, and you know, there was a higher
None of these
power.
guys played with him,
but it's the organization, bro, and he's been around. No, it's a thing, bro. Like,
sure. I'm just saying they're the bum of the week. And the Cincinnati was at home. It wasn't in New York. It was at home. They had a 25-point lead. They were at home. The win probability was in the 90-somethings.
Was that more of a disappointment than Atlanta losing to Miami getting thumped? Is Penix that much better than Cousins?
No, because again, Atlanta lost 33-0 to Carolina. I'm sorry. No, you're not. They are who we thought they are.
I mean, people were talking about Bijan for MVP after a couple of Monday nights ago.
Yeah, plus
ain't nobody ever said Bijan for MVP.
Yes, they did.
I mean, seen that, Twitter, nothing. They said PlayStation MVP for his jukes. This nigga ain't done bust nag great. Okay, come on, man. Who are we kidding?
Bijan Robinson is being discussed as a potential MVP candidate for the 2025 season due to his outstanding performance on the field. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
So people are saying that. I'm not saying that, but people are.
I'll also say Miami isn't as bad as their record. I mean, so I'll just say that, like, they're not as bad as they seem to be.
Or the Jets. They play each other in the same division.
Yeah, so I'll just I think Kirk Cousins is the answer to your question there, Chris. I think Kirk Cousins is washed, bro.
Kirk Chains, bro. He's grown on me though after watching quarterbacks.
Well, sure, but like,
as a human being, dog.
He's like what? He's like 37 years old and like coming off of Achilles and like, I mean,
he's an amazing white. He's
washed. Yeah, but he's washed. He's a washed white. That's cool, man.
He's tied. All right.
Yeah.
He's tied. Okay, he is some fucking laundry detergent. He's washed. All
yes,
right?
He's not an exciting white. He's just a white.
He is, man.
We're not putting no bleach in there. We're not mixing colors in there.
Oh man,
No.
Hey, Junior, who you got, man?
Well, obviously, stud of the week. Shout out to Western Conference Player of the Week, Victor Wembanyama.
The alien.
You know what I'm saying?
The alien.
Averaging 33, 13, 6 blocks a game, no turnovers. I mean, come on, man. That's incredible. That's incredible.
He's doing stuff we haven't seen before, bro. Like the damn near logo 3 the other day, just cause. I mean, it was a 2-for-1, but I mean, the only knock
reverse dunk. The reverse dunk was shitty though. That was nasty.
Well, y'all didn't see this 360 layup he did today, y'all. I'm telling you, it's just like you don't see it. It just looks weird.
I'm more impressed by the skill plays that he makes than the dunks. Because honestly, like watching him dunk is like us dunking a little tight too.
I think this one would fit the bill for you then, Chris. And his handles this year have been, I mean, he's shown a slick ass handle, man. And I think he's always going to be susceptible to getting pickpocketed just because the length he is and how high up he has to dribble. But he's shown a real tight handle. My bum of the week is going to Zion Williamson, man. Like, I
for dunking on Wemby.
I know he averaged 27 and 9 or whatever in 2 games this week, but man, the Pelicans are off to an 0-3 start again. He's hurt with a bone bruise in his foot now. He's going to be out for, knowing him, weeks. And it's like, man, even losing all that weight, man, he just doesn't impact winning in the way that we thought he would. And he's just hurt again, man. And like, I'm not saying I don't feel sorry for the guy on some level, but I got to go with bum of the week as Zion, unfortunately, man.
Hey, Junior, how are you watching these NBA games on Spurs Vision? How are you watching these games?
Nah, I pay for League Pass, man. I pay for
League
it.
Pass, and you get all the games though, other than the ones that are on like Prime and everything.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good Easter egg, a good breadcrumb for our streaming bullet point.
Yeah.
Up.
Okay. But Chris, who you got?
So my stud of the week, it was close. I was considering going with Jeremy Grant for his opening night game, 29 points off the bench. First time coming off the bench since the year 2000 for the Nuggets.
Cold.
Going 10 for 14, 4 for 7 from 3. Like, and that's coming out of a media day in an off season where he didn't make any noise and people thought that he was just checked out, but something revived him and he was clutch, even though they lost to Minnesota. But that is superseded by Denny Advia, having a crazy start to the year. Career best, 23 points, six rebounds, 4 assists, 2.5 threes per game. Just really stepping up. And I didn't realize dude's only 24 years old. Like,
yeah, it's hard to not like Denny, man. Like, he's one of those dudes. It's like, man, like I could root for Denny. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's an easy guy to root for. And I mean, we'll get into the Blazer stuff in our NBA chat. But my bum of the week related. What are you doing, Chauncey? What are you doing, man?
I mean,
like,
bro.
What are you doing?
Mob ties, bro. Okay,
what are you doing? Like, there's got to be something that comes out where they had some sort of a ransom on him, or they had some dirt on him. Like,
I can't wait for the documentary. The documentary gonna be lit, y'all. Like whenever it comes out, it's gonna be lit. Okay.
Yeah. So Chauncey, that's just I'm still kind of like in shock. Like,
everyone is, man. Everyone is.
You're not only a coach of a mid team, but
you're a respected dude in general. Like everyone talks highly about Chauncey. Yeah, like everyone.
Yeah.
The Hawks can win 60 games
talking
and be like
highly
the
of
top
people.
1 or 2 seeds next year.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's do a quick check-in on the Atlanta Hawks right now. Junior, why don't you go ahead and tell us how they're doing so far through 3 games?
Ooh, y'all, they are not looking good if we're being honest. We got a long road to get to 60 wins.
Count them up. What do they got? 2? They beat Orlando.
The record, the real deal was you said they were going to have more wins than the Lakers.
Yeah, they're 1-3 right now.
That win was at Orlando, who's supposed to be good this year.
Yeah, but then they went ahead and lost to Toronto, but then they lost to Oklahoma City, which you'll forgive that one. But then losing to the Bulls, a Bulls team that's surprising. I mean, we might get to that in the NBA section, but so that's not the worst either. So we'll see. We'll see. They got some work to do in the East. Maybe they'll they play Brooklyn next, so that should be, if that's not a dub, then
they only got 59 more to go. So we'll just say that. So that's our weekly check-in on Junior's hot take.
Okay.
The Jailblazers are back.
That's good, Chris.
The Jailblazers are back. It's weird, man. It's like it's surreal.
No, it's not good. That's what you want your team to be known for?
It's not fair to call them the Jailblazers. It's just one guy this time. They got a bunch of stand-up dudes on that team, man.
They really do. They really do, bro. But it just flows. But the memes that are coming out, like
the coach is really, he's in with the feds and the mafia.
He's the head of the snake.
Where these other guys were just some stoners. These guys were just smoke some weed and,
What was it like? Chauncey had built a mentality. He said he had a word every season that he gives the team that he wants to kind of be the theme of the year. And this year's word was uncomfortable. He wanted to play at a high pace on offense and defense. Through the preseason, it translated. I know it's just preseason and we talk mess about preseason, but they averaged the most possessions per game in the league during the preseason. And they hadn't, that was unheard of for the Blazers. They hadn't been in the top 10 in possessions per game since Adelman was the coach and Clyde was, gliding down the wing. So it was a new look. It's been exciting to see, even just through 3 games. We got praise from Anthony Edwards after the first game saying that he loves their team. He loves the Blazers. Steve Kerr, when the Blazers beat the Warriors, was asked like what the Warriors did wrong. And he said, no, let's not take anything away from the Blazers. And he went on a full 1-minute rant about how much he respected the team and how they've been structured and how they play. So it's just weird that you have this momentum and then the motherfucker is dirty. Like,
I mean, the mob ties, bro. I want to give a shout out to a young Donovan Clingan, though. Shout out to clearly putting the work in this offseason, transforming his body a little bit. It
still got yammed on by Kuminga.
Well, Kuminga gonna do that though.
That's true.
Kuminga gonna do that.
Might be doing that in the purple and gold soon.
Yeah, we don't put enough. We don't talk about how hard it is for, especially these big guys coming out of college that they got by in this size and maybe some skill, but how much work you have to actually put in when you become a professional athlete if you want to reach your pinnacle. And for Donovan to see that he's putting in that work, that's really encouraging. I don't know if he's ever going to be a guy that can play 35 minutes a night. I don't know that's in the cards for him, but he needs to be able to play more than 20 like he did last year. And so just to see him putting in that work, I want to give a shout out. And yeah, man, this team is fun, bro. This team is it's a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah, it's fun, bro. Even if
now that
even if Drew Holiday is not throwing lobs off the backboard to Shaedon Sharpe like he should have against the Lakers. Who, just to check in right now, JD, the Blazers are beating the Lakers by 11 points. Just keep me up to date.
Okay, and now we got the Spurs connection, within the Blazers. We got Tiago who's gonna coach them up, bro. Like, I mean, hey, you want to say maybe blessing in disguise? I've got faith that Tiago can take this team to the same or better heights than Chauncey was going to. So
good, he's got pedigree.
Dare I say, early Coach of the Year candidate right now? Okay, like hot takes, bro.
Oh, I'm not mad at that. Speaking of annual awards, it's Wemby's MVP to lose. I was listening to something earlier today that was talking about like what has possessed him this season to come out like almost like angry. He had answered that question to a reporter at some point, and it was the blood clot last year that made him sit out. It took the game away from him. So now he's playing like every game like it's his last, that Allen Iverson mentality. So there was also a rumor that Chet, who has been his international rival for 10 years, him winning a chip has kind of motivated him too. So it's going to come at you fast, man. Like, well, LeBron led that team in 07 of the Cavs to the finals, beat that impressive Detroit team. And all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, he's in the finals. Like you could fuck around and see Wemby, making a Western Conference Finals just on a hot year.
Yeah, you could, and you can't overstate that motivation, and that like almost like, I mean, he thought, I mean, his life could have been in jeopardy, right? A blood clot, that's not something to mess around with. So when you compare that to just already how we've talked in this podcast about how all these highly successful players or athletes, they typically have something in common, and that they're kind of a maniac. And Wemby's like that. He's a bit of a maniac in the sense that like his preparation and the way he lives his life. I mean, his schedule for the day is like planned out like perfectly for just to maximize his like body and rest to be able to do what he can do.
He's got that Tom Brady. He's on that TB12.
Yeah, I mean he's similar, man. So I'll give a little devil's advocate here though, and I'll just say, man, Giannis is also just so damn good, bro. Like Giannis is just, he won Eastern Conference Player of the Week, averaging 36 a game, like 16 rebounds and like 7 assists. Like Giannis he's still so damn good. And Wemby's just a few years away from that grown man strength that Giannis got. So I do think it's right now it's an early 2-man race. But
I mean, Giannis is having to do that because they're down point guards, which we can get into in that topic when it comes up. But JD, you got comments on the Spurs or the Blazers?
I was looking at the Caleb Love. He's getting a little bit of burn already. Like, okay.
Is he? I haven't seen him play. Oh, he's in right now.
The Asian big man
just put up a shot.
Not much there. Still hasn't built up the stamina.
Yeah, he's baptized by Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, he's too young, man. I mean, he gonna be okay, but he's just too young and raw. But good to see Caleb getting some run.
I'll never forget last year during the March Madness when you texted Caleb Love his cheeks.
Yeah, I did say that, and it's
he
really
went off on the Ducks,
and it's more because he's enigmatic, bro. He's just like, you kind of never know what you're gonna get, man. And
he's also like 28 years old.
Yeah, he's like one of those 5-6 year college players, and so you just you just don't know with them.
The surprise, I think, there's been many surprises on and off the court, but Austin Reeves going for 51 last night. He had said that him and Luka were texting before the game, and Luka said, I'm going to need 60 from you tonight. So he went for 51, 11 boards, 9 assists. He was him last night, and they needed everything. JD, how you feeling about your Lakers? LeBron is not an NBA player so far this year. There's been some news that has come out about some comments that Westbrook has made about LeBron's approach. Said he was tired of the fake act, as you can see here in the Athletic or the New York Times. Can't tell which one it is. It's always going to be a circus in Tinseltown. JD, what's going on? First 3 games.
That sciatic nerve. You know what I mean? It's some old man shit. You don't get that shit unless
you're
old.
Man.
Let's keep it a buck. And this team ain't LeBron's team. It's my guy, Mr. Luka Doncic, and it's unfortunate that he's missing tonight's game with a little finger bruise or whatever. But I mean, he was on a historic pace with the 49, 42, or 42 then 49, points, beating Minnesota. Didn't have, they didn't look really well against Golden State in the opener, but
he did.
AR, AR is, I said this in the pre-show, we need him to be a mid-level all-star in order for the Lakers to win a championship. And I know that him getting 50 points is not, he's not going to be able to do that, but 22, 23 each night, I don't see why he shouldn't be able to do that.
Well, now we can get some 8 or 9 point. You can get an 8-point game in and still be at that average. So we're good there. But funny you should mention that historic pace because
JD and Stump the JD. Stump the JD. Stump the JD.
Is this NFL or NBA?
It is literally sequential to the rundown. We're talking about the Lakers. You mentioned a historic pace. So through 2 games, Luka had 92 points. That is the most points a guard has ever scored through the first 2 games of the NBA season. He passed Michael Jordan's record for a guard of 91 points in the first 2 games of the 86-87 season. However, it's not the most of all positions. There are 2 players ahead of Luka for the most points through the first 2 games of the season. Who are they?
Wilt Chamberlain?
That's one of them, and he's got 2. In 62-63, he had 106 points through 2 games. And in 61-62, he had 105 points through 2 games. Now's the challenge, though.
In my head, it's 2 people. I just don't know if I haven't seen this stat, so obviously, and I haven't done any research, so off the top of my head, and you said
that's the point of the segment.
A guard, so I'm thinking
it's not a guard. It's not a guard.
No, I know. So I'm getting rid of guards like George Gervin was a guard, right?
I'm just going to tell you it's not George Gervin. So
George Gervin wasn't that high of a scorer, but he was,
They only got to have a heater for 2 games. This is just 2 very small samples.
Exactly, like David Thompson.
Is that going to be your answer, or are you just kind of fishing?
He's a guard.
Yeah, that's my answer.
He's a guard.
That's your answer, is David Thompson.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna say that is not correct, but I'm gonna give you a second chance because we're getting close to the holiday season, and I just feel like putting out some good vibes. Here is your hint: this non-guard player has played for the Lakers. He didn't set this mark while playing for the Lakers, but he has played.
Bob
for the
McAdoo?
Lakers. Incorrect.
Bob McAdoo wasn't a scorer like that,
bro. Again, it just takes 2 games. We're not talking about a season. He got hot.
I know, but
Tony Delk went for 50, bro. Come on.
Anton Jameson had 2 50-point games. Yeah, Andre Miller.
Andre Miller went for 50.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. You said he played for the Lakers?
He did.
Jamal Wilkes?
No, and I think you need to. You're a little too far back in history. It is not Shaquille O'Neal.
LeBron, bro.
It is not LeBron James.
Who is it?
I'm going to say. Good job.
That's a loss, but
you got a 0.5 on that. You got a half a win.
Okay. Okay.
Anthony Davis.
Oh, yeah.
In 16-17, he was probably playing for the Pels. He had 95 points in the first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, 80 is cold, man. You forget. Yeah, he's probably going to go down as not the respect that he deserves.
He'll never get the respect. But yeah,
that's why. Regardless, of this Luka trade, Dallas still got a solid player. It's not like I think that the Shaq to Miami, the Lakers got fucking crumbs back.
Yeah,
Dallas still got a solid player and Max Christie. Obviously, the Lakers got the better player, but it's not like AD is a top 75 player, all time.
Yeah,
so
but but Luka's hurt again now too, man. So I don't know.
Thank you. So it's a long season, but
10 years from now,
AD really, huh?
Nico might not be looked down as this terrible GM, bro.
it's like because Adam Silver gave them the first pick for Cooper Flag, like it's already forgotten about. So that back hallway handshake
facts.
deal that I will never,
Yeah, like
I will die on the hill.
Ni-
that was done on purpose.
Nico's hanging out in the stadium again, just in his regular spot, just chilling, like, you know, like
because
he
they got
cool
Cooper
now,
Flag.
man.
But
Yeah,
you know what they
Nico
don't
cool.
have? You know what they don't have? Segue. They don't have a point guard. The Houston Rockets don't have a point guard. The Milwaukee Bucks don't have a point guard right now because they're all injured. But, so I'm going to combine these two topics. Scoring in the league is at an astronomical rate. Do you know how many teams in the league are averaging more than 115 points?
More than half?
19.
So more than half.
More than
Yeah.
half, yeah.
The lowest scoring team in the league is averaging 109 points a game. Scoring is
That's-
through the roof. I mean, it's
that's
a
like- it's
small
like
sample.
Yeah, we back
Washington?
we're back to the ABA,
New
man.
Orleans. Yeah, and I'm
You
not
know?
mad. But Junior, you're saying, okay, so are too many free throws ruining the game? Shai is he only had 4 free throw attempts against Atlanta and still dropped a 30 piece, so people were kind of like quiet about that. But he's still leading the league in free throw attempts.
What I'm saying here is like, it's not even just the free throws that are making the game less watchable. Because legitimately there are times where, you know, for whatever reason, there's games and there's players that happen to get fouled a lot, right? But when you got these foul merchants like SGA, and,
Is there another one
you know,
though than SGA?
I mean, so you don't want to hear me say this. I mean, you know, Dame kind of plays that way too, man.
Yeah, he does.
You know, Dame relies
He's not a
heavily
merchant,
on
but he's
not nearly as bad as Shai, but you know, it is a big part of his game. But we're on the flip side of that. Giannis takes I think Giannis leads the league in free throws. I'm pretty certain, even over
Right
SGA.
now? No.
He doesn't.
Today,
He's not a.
he's not a merchant though. He gets hacked.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, Giannis getting hacked, bro. It's not his fault. But Shai is ruining the game, bro. I can't stand him.
Shai is ruining the game, bro. And you know what's funny is I don't know if you guys saw this.
Is that kind of like Shai is like Floyd Mayweather when it comes to the defense and is rolling. You know, you don't really like the way Mayweather doesn't do the knockouts and the punches, but you know, he scores the points in a boxing way. You can't hit him. Is that what you just don't like what you see, or is it bad basketball? Because he doesn't shoot a lot of threes, which he doesn't do the dribble, step back. You know, I feel like he plays within the system though.
It's like bad faith basketball is the best way I can put it. He just doesn't play the game in good faith.
And what do you mean by faith? Like we playing to the basketball guys now? Is this a new Jesus?
No,
help me out. What faith is this? A new religion?
No, it's a turn of phrase, man. It's just saying like he's not like honoring the game. He's manipulating.
How is that? Like that's what I'm getting at. Is that honoring what game? The game that Michael Jordan got beat up, or the game where if I touch you and breathe on you, it's a foul? Which one?
He's manipulating the referees by the way that he plays. And yes, he puts a lot of pressure on the refs to call these calls, but he's not doing it to score. He's not attacking to score. He's attacking to get fouled. And those are two very different things. So similar to the way that James Harden played, especially in Houston, right?
Houston.
He's not attacking to score. He's just trying to get fouled. And that shit is annoying and it's ugly to watch, and don't nobody like it, man. I'll give another example of, you could argue that Dwayne Wade built a ton of his game and success around the free throw line. Dwayne Wade wasn't going in there trying to get fouled. Dwayne Wade was going in to score the basketball, and his style of play was just so aggressive that people fouled the hell out of him. And I just think those are two very different styles. One is aesthetically pleasing and one isn't, man. And like nobody outside of OKC like watching Shai play. I mean, maybe you do, JD, but
I don't really care for Oklahoma City in general. I don't like their team, I just don't. And the part, and here's the thing, and this is where Adam Silver's pickle is. We have to make these NBA playoff games watchable in February. We got to make it feel, and that's why they did the in-season tournament, but it's just not watchable. They call the ticky-tack stuff because come playoff time, the refs let him play. It's I mean, obviously, if you're Boston, all you're going to do is shoot threes. You shoot 83s,
Yeah, but your team, you just talked about, you just got done glazing Austin Reeves, and
I didn't glaze this nigga.
He took like 30 free throws the other night when he got 50, bro. So, like, I mean,
I
what are
didn't
you
glaze
talking
him
about?
one bit.
What I was trying to say on the free throw merchant thing is, did you guys see this? And Shai got mad about it. Look at Shai. Whoever sends this to me,
What'd he say?
say goodbye. I'll block you, bro. They got him.
That's and
Go
that's why
suck a fat one. I'm gonna block you.
And he knows.
And then look, someone made
That's
it
the
into
thing.
AI. They made it into like a whole thing.
And that's the thing. He can't even deny it. And so, Chris, what I was telling JD is that the difference between other players is that Shai attacks to get fouled. Shai doesn't attack to score the basketball. And that's what's ugly. And what I said is it's just playing bad faith basketball. No one wants to see that. And I'm gonna stand on that, man. I don't care. I don't care if my favorite players start doing that. Call them out, man.
Wemby
So
would never.
it's just not something I want to see. Like, one of my favorite players of all time, Manu Ginobili, bro. People talked a lot of trash about Manu, but you know what? That dude went hard to the rack and earned all them fouls he got, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, man.
Big guys getting fouled is like the Giannis thing. It's like it's the Shaq thing. They're gonna get fouled because they're bigger and more dominant.
It's not as Shai makes it look a lot nicer than James did. James was it was
You go
really
to the free
bad.
throw line, you go to the free throw line.
It was the worst part about Shai. I will say the worst part about it is that he doesn't even have to do. He's skilled enough to not do it, and that's the piece I hate the most about it. Is like, bro doesn't even have to. He doesn't have to play that way, and he chooses to.
To the Shai point, he said something after the game against the Pacers where they went into, I think they went to overtime their first two games.
Yeah, they did.
That was kind of interesting. Like, to your point, like he doesn't need to.
I play, and then if they stop something, I have a few counters. And if they stop those, I have a few more counters. And then usually by then, the shot's either up or not, and then we go the other way. So like that's all that happens. Like I either drive, I shoot this shot, or if I can sense that they're antsy, I pump fake. And then if they don't jump, now I know they're not jumping. Now I can shoot the shot anyways. So it's just like a game inside the game. Every possession down, and I typically know the defense's tendencies and how aggressive certain guys are, how disciplined certain guys are, and I know how to go about it.
So he's saying it without saying it, that he intentionally will draw fouls on guys that are jumpy or antsy.
Oh, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah, without saying it. But he's skilled enough not to have to, which is frustrating.
It is.
So on that streaming thing, we were talking about it last night, JD, when we're FaceTiming. Like the fact that you can't just have everything in one spot is annoying, right? Like you gotta flip, you gotta have multiple screens to be able to watch different games, or you gotta, double click and go out to different apps and things like that, which I'm kind of missing the cable. I'm kind of missing the cord. I don't want to cut the cord anymore, like bring it back. But the thing that might really kill this is I don't know if you guys, JD, you use a YouTube TV, but so I don't know if you've seen this plastered all over, is there's a dispute between YouTube TV and Disney. And if they don't settle that dispute by October 30th, 3 days, ESPN's getting pulled from YouTube TV. Like, then what's the point? Like, so then we have to have an ESPN app to watch those games. We have to have Prime. We have to have the NBA TV. I gotta have Blazer Vision to watch the Blazers. It's too much. And I think
that is the point, though. That is exactly the point, Chris. ESPN and Disney just started their own streaming service. Mm-hmm. They're trying to get people on. I mean, that is the whole point, unfortunately. And it's just anti-consumer practices is the problem for us, right? Like that's the real problem.
We need the FCC to come in, though. Like, so it's not like, because on ESPN or on YouTube TV, it has a banner that says like, click, go to this website to voice your complaint. And all it is really like posting a tweet or calling customer service. There's no sign up petition or anything. There's not going to be any action taken. But what they really need to do is direct people to the FCC, because those are the people that can control the opposite of a monopoly that they're creating, where there's all these different segments that we have to sign up for, and it's, like you said, anti-consumer friendly.
It is.
Anyway, man, any more takes on the NBA, the foul merchants, streaming? JD, I don't even know.
Wemby for MVP, bro. That's all I got. Wem-VP, okay? Wem-VP.
Okay. Let's flip the page here and go to the NFL. Pouring out for half of the exciting whites. Cam Scatterboo busted his shit. I mean, he's the type of guy to come back and play on that thing, but this isn't Friday Night Lights. Billy Bob Thornton ain't coaching this team, bro.
You ain't dislocating no ankle and coming back and playing, bro. I'm sorry.
But if there was one guy who's crazy enough to do it, but no, I just feel, at least Daboll kept his job, because they're going to point to Malik Neighbors going down and Scatterboo going down, but they're still being competitive. Jackson Dart, he's still making a lot of rookie mistakes, but they're fun to watch.
There's promise, man.
And with that defense, too, they're always going to be in games.
And that's the thing about it is, when you're not winning, you have to look at, are you showing that progress? Are you putting an exciting product on the field? That can make up for some of what you lack in the win column if you've got that young talent and that young talent is showing out. And then, obviously throw in injuries that gives you some of that explanation that you were talking about, Chris. But I think, I was down on Daboll for a while, right? But it's weird to say, but it just seems like he's not the reason that they haven't been successful. And I know you can say, look at Daniel Jones and go, well, look what Daniel Jones is doing over in Indy, and he had him, so why wasn't he successful? I know, but for some reason, it just doesn't seem like Daboll's the guy that's been, that he's been the problem here.
Yeah, and it's like Jatana always says. I don't know if you're in this podcast or you're watching the game or you're checking stats, but
I'm looking at stats and stuff to come in and say something, bro.
All right,
just waiting
man.
my turn.
Pipe in when you got some, but I'm saying, like you always said, it's not always a coaching thing. It's the back office, it's the ownership, it's the management, but the coach is always the scapegoat, which will come up with our college football segment. But JD, anything on the Giants, or should we just jump right into your MVP front runner?
I was watching the game and he comes out on a little swirl route. Braun is on him. And the thing is, and this is the part that sucks, Jackson Dart's mad because he fucking threw a terrible ball. And he threw it behind him. And that's when the linebacker, if he throws the ball in front, catchable ball, he got dragged up. And they showed the shit, and the shit was like this. And it was they had the air cast out for him. Yeah. It's sad because I'm going to be honest with you, Scatterboo could play.
Yeah, that's why I'm sad.
Hard.
That's why I'm sad.
It sucks because this is a young man who they weren't really, let's be honest. He looks better than Genty. I think so. He's catching the ball at the backfield. He looks exciting, and him and Dart, man, that's a combo, the exciting whites. I mean, whatever they showed the whatchamacallit, he got his grill and stuff, I'm like, I guess when we spend 10 grand on some fake shit, or not fake, but I don't know. I just can't, I've never figured out the whole thing with the grill. It just doesn't, I'm not entertained. So,
okay. Yeah.
But it sucks. It was a tough play. But again, if the quarterback puts the ball in a catchable spot, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know if this happens because he leans back to try to catch it.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
No, I agree with that take, JD. I agree with it.
JD, so you're saying Jonathan Taylor Thomas is going to be MVP?
No, this ain't a home improvement show. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get this ain't a home improvement show here. This is we're winning. We're doing this for Jim Irsay, okay? The Colts are doing this for Jim Irsay.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them were there when he was there. I'm just your Manigault take.
What do you mean? How are they not there? He was there.
That
doesn't make sense.
I was being facetious. I'm just saying. I mean, he's the owner. He's not on the field with them.
But it doesn't make sense. And I'm calling you out. I'm being facetious too. It don't mean shit because they were there. So
that was the point, bro. That was the whole point. Yes, they were there.
Daniel Jones wasn't there. but it don't matter.
Well, they
But,
wasn't
okay,
with
so
Kobe in the gym.
So Jonathan Taylor, you're saying he's going to be the MVP. Right now, Vegas has him behind Daniel Jones in the MVP
You know
odds.
what's sad is that he's not on the same pace as Saquon from last year. He's not on the same
They just
pace.
don't give it to running backs.
And sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it took Adrian Peterson running for 2,000, but here's my only thought on it is that the Eagles and Saquon will always regret not getting that record when they could have, because look at my guy this year. He's not that great. Jonathan Taylor, he's ran for 17,800.
Yeah.
Taylor's ran for 1,700 yards before, but, he ain't ran for 25 TDs, though. But, I mean, he's on pace for 1,800 yards, 25 touchdowns. Solid
does it
season.
having the passing game help his running game, obviously, right? Like the passing game,
What's going to
he
help
hasn't
his
had
case
that
for
before
MVP?
to balance it out.
Sure. But what's going to help his case is that I don't see a quarterback, because it's a quarterback award. I don't see a quarterback putting up the numbers that's going to be like.
Well, that's where I disagree there. As much as it pains me to say this, JD, Patrick Mahomes is going to win the MVP if he continues on the pace he's on right now. It ain't even going to be close, man. To be honest, because.
Okay.
To Chris's point, like they just don't want to give it to a running back. I don't know what I'm on record on this pod saying like we should just completely redo the NFL awards. I don't know that we should get rid of MVP, but like something needs to be done. If you have an award that whether it's an unspoken rule that only quarterbacks can win it, like that's just dumb as hell to me, man. That's one of the great things about MVP.
Going to get the MVP, and he's not even the top 5 in passing yards. Help me out, because
you're looking at stats.
You didn't listen to me.
Yeah,
I said if he trends the way that he's trending,
he's not. He's Vegas has him, and you said
his
Vegas
record,
knows
though.
what they do. He's the number 1 in odds to win the MVP. Then Josh Allen, then Drake May, Matt Stafford, Baker Mayfield, Daniel Jones, then Jonathan Taylor.
And it's because KC is trending upward. He got all of his weapons. Again, this pains me to say, man. I can't stand KC and Mahomes, man. But like, it is the truth, man. He keeps playing like he's been playing the last 3 weeks. He gonna be the MVP, and I don't even think it's gonna be close. As good of a season as Jonathan Taylor's having, I think for whatever reason it's a thing of the past now, man. You gotta rush for 2,000 yards for it to even be considered to be an MVP as a running back, and that's just sad, man. It's sad, is what it is.
That to be considered. You're right. Okay, so after Jonathan Taylor, there is 8 more quarterbacks, including Lamar Jackson, on the ladder for Vegas odds for MVP. Then the next non-quarterback, I will give you $1 million if you can guess who it is.
You said Jonathan Taylor's not even in the top 5?
He's not in the top 5. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's 7th. Then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more quarterbacks.
So
including
JSN?
Lamar Jackson. It's JSN. You get $1 million.
Yeah, JSN is having a month. I was on the podcast last week talking about JSN, or 2 weeks ago, whatever. So, yeah, he's cold, man.
Yeah,
he's having
crazy.
a breakout season, man. He's going to be a star. He's going to be a star,
There you
man.
go, bro.
Yeah.
You get an unofficial point. Anything else on the NFL? Like, we talked Miami, Baltimore, and the Jets got surprise wins yesterday. It was a weird slate of games. Justin Fields, had a higher power working for him. The team, even though they didn't play with Nick Mangold, they were inspired. They were passionate about that. I think one of the offensive linemen said that he kind of mentored him, so he was really playing for him. But Justin Fields spoke to God.
Yeah, well, I don't give a shout out to Justin Fields for, being vulnerable, in the national landscape like he was. Justin Fields talking about crying on the floor of his closet before like Sunday's win, the toll of losing, and the online hate that he's been getting since being a Jet, is really taking a toll on his mental health. And, I think, we need to talk about that more. It's a real thing. And, some of these like super masculine dudes don't want to, talk about their mental health or get the help that they need. So shout out to him for that. But what I will say on that topic is, man, I put that on the Jets more than on Fields, bro. The Jets, we talk a lot about the Raiders being trash can, Gitano, but like believe it or not, the Jets have been worse than the Raiders for the period of time that they've both been bad. And I would say Jets have had less hope than the Raiders have even had at times. At least we had the, 2016 where Carr broke his leg, and then 2021 when, Gruden got fired and all that season, man, at least we had a couple seasons that showed some hope and promise. Like the Jets have had like nothing, bro. And, that's what that losing culture will do to you, man. And, that literally put people on to depression. So, shout out Fields for being vulnerable. And I blame the Jets, man. That culture out there is just, that's, man, I don't know how they do it.
The butt fumble, it was the butt fumble that cursed him.
Yeah. The butt fumble did curse.
Damn.
Did y'all see that kid that they interviewed coming out of that Jets game the week before? So not this week, but last week, where they're interviewing the kid walking out, and this kid he just looks depressed and sad. And the dude, so they're like, "Hey man, let me get your thoughts." And the kid's just like, "I was born into this. I hate this so much. I hate it." And he's just like, he's all of us, bro. Like, I mean, the family group chat sent that out because all my family are like Raiders fans. And we were like, yeah, we've been there, bro. Like, we was born into this, man. And like, it's just heartache the whole time, bro.
It's like a 10-year-old Washington Husky fan in 2013, having never seen them beat the Ducks. Like, hey, I'm born into this.
Yeah, no, man, it was sad, bro.
College football playoffs. What do we think about Georgia Tech? In or out?
No.
In.
I hate ACC teams outside of Clemson. They don't play anybody, but right now ESPN has them as the second to last team in, and Notre Dame being the last team in.
Well, if they got Notre Dame in, I'll allow it, bro. But if
Notre Dame has two losses and they're two high-ranked teams, I mean, how would you what do you mean you're going to allow it?
Well, I hope so. Is what I'm saying. Like if we're sneaking Notre Dame in,
that they're not.
I'll give the pass
in.
to Georgia Tech.
No, what Junior's saying though is like as long as Notre Dame is in, he'll allow Georgia Tech to be in.
Yeah, and
but
I would say Notre Dame's
just ESPN.
Sneaking in because they're the last team in. So like, because we're only at 12. They don't start the 16 until next year. So we're only doing 12 this year. So if Notre Dame is the 12th team, I count that as sneaking in. Is what I'm saying.
And Vegas has Notre Dame as the 7th team in,
right behind the Ducks.
Yep. And then Miami, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, and Vandy, which conflicts. So it's interesting to look at the difference between ESPN, and it's just one of their writers, but ESPN's odds or predictions for the top 12, and then Vegas is just outside of the top 6 or 7 are pretty much identical. But then after that, it's kind of all over the place. Like they don't have Ole Miss getting in. Vegas has Ole Miss high. Vandy, I didn't think Vandy had it, bro. But
they don't have Ole Miss getting in. Who else do they play?
Yeah, they don't have Ole
They must
Miss.
have them losing they must have them losing another game then.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know Ole Miss's schedules, but I'd bet that they're probably playing some more tough teams, and that's why they're betting on that.
Actually, I looked through the schedule and there's really I don't consider Texas to be that good, and they still got to play like Georgia and stuff. But I looked at Georgia, Alabama, even A&M schedule because A&M is still undefeated. There's not really many bigger games left. The rest of the year is going to be a lot of mid. I mean, super fucking Reginald.
Ole Miss plays. Ole Miss plays South Carolina, Citadel, Florida, Mississippi State. Yeah, you could argue that Florida.
That's what I'm saying. They don't play anybody else good. Neither does Alabama. The rest of the schedule is done. It's going to be a lot of mids. That's why Reginald.
Ole Miss, so that and Vegas is obviously they do their research, as we keep saying. That's got to be a soundbite. Like they have Ole Miss in, they have Texas as the 12th team in, but then Oklahoma, Tennessee, Michigan, USC just on the outside looking in. That USC Oregon game on the 22nd next month is going to be a heater, man.
Can we talk about the fact that Oregon lightweight has one of the most difficult schedules for these top 10 teams going into the playoff? I know Washington kind of, fell off, but going to Iowa, playing a tough Minnesota team, USC, and then at Washington. that's not a cupcake schedule, bro. Like, they're gonna get tested. We talked about this last pod. Like,
I just hope the weather is not what we had this past week, because if it's like that, it's going to be tough for everybody. It's not conducive to football. I hate playing football in the rain. I think that shit's overrated.
Me too.
That shit's overrated.
Me too. It sucks, man. I don't care who you are, bro. It sucks. You can lie to yourself and get hyped up that playing football is like nostalgic or whatever, but like, it sucks for everyone.
What I saw, Chris, is that Oregon would be playing South Florida. They'd be on the same side as Ohio State, home game, and
South Florida
or Central Florida. One of the Florida school that, or I can't think of it right now, but that beat. Oh my goodness. Anyways, it was Ohio State as the number 1 seed. The number 2 seed was A&M. Yeah. Number 3 seed was Indiana, and number 4 seed was Alabama. That's what I saw.
Well, like, where were you looking?
Some whatever pops up.
But hey, I just want to call back to my Alabama take at the beginning of the year. It's not so crazy now, y'all. They did have that bounce back year. Caleb DeBoer
it's how you finish.
Did rally the troops. They are playing strong going into the last, final weeks of the season. So, hey, they got a little bit of juice right now. I still don't trust BYU. I hate that BYU's probably going to get into the playoff. Not probably. If they went out, they'll be the Big 12 champion. And so they're going to get in. But I don't like it, man, because it's just a team that, almost like Boise State last year, like, you're just going to get smacked up, man. And like, I don't want to see that. Like, this isn't the NCAA basketball tournament. Like, I want the legit, like, 12 best teams that got a chance to actually do something, man. And we all know BYU ain't one of them.
Yeah, and neither is
Georgia I'm looking
Tech.
At this schedule, and how big is this Georgia Tech game going to be? I don't know if you guys remember the game last year. Georgia Tech just pissed the bed and gave that game in overtime to Georgia. I think Georgia Tech wants some get back. And what's UW's coach? What you got that up? What's he up for?
You see what's on his permanent wall underneath the Adidas sign? Beat Oregon today. Like, well, that's hey, we living in his head. Rent free.
I mean, hey, it's a big deal though. You can have a bad season, and if you beat Oregon and UW, it's a good season, bro. So I get it.
I guess
I get it,
man. What? Okay, so coach is getting fired. I think that question: is it a scary time to be a coach? I don't think so. You know what you're getting into. You know the name of the game. You're here to win,
and you're still getting paid, bro.
You're still
when
getting
you get
paid.
fired.
So there's not a. I don't think there's a reason to be scared, because you're scared all day, every day anyway. And if you're not, like Brian Kelly didn't seem like he was really invested. He wasn't scared.
Yeah.
You get the axe, but you still get paid. So the 3 open positions: LSU, Penn State, Florida. Start, bench, cut. JD.
Well, I'm going to do it 2 ways. I'm going to do this 2 different ways. I'm going to do start, bench, cut for the coaches that got fired. So Napier, Kelly, and Franklin. I'm going to start Franklin. I'm going to bench Napier, and I'm cutting Brian Kelly. Now, when it comes to these 3 jobs, these 3 jobs are a whole different beast, because I'm looking at this. I don't know if I want to coach in the SEC. I don't know if I want to play against Georgia, Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas. Let's just throw in Vanderbilt, Ole Miss,
Tennessee.
If you're Tennessee. So I'm starting Penn State job, because you just have to beat Ohio State in Michigan. Who's Indiana? That's a basketball school. This is a little brother right there, a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm gonna bench Louisiana. I'm gonna bench Louisiana, because go Tigers. They've won 3 national championships with 3 different coaches. Pre Nick Saban, they were trash. They were really bad. They didn't win an SEC title forever. So I'm going to go Tigers. Now, during that time when the Tigers were trash, Steve Spurrier was down there in Florida running up. SEC titles, playing for national championships and doing it. Yeah, they only won one and they lost 3 different times, but Urban Meyer came and they won, back to back with those crazy boys. But where has Florida been since Urban Meyer's left?
So that's why by that same mentality, I'm going to start Penn State because the bar is low. I'm going to bench Florida because the bar is also low. They haven't been a dominant program in a decade, 15 years, and LSU has so much pressure on it because of 3 different championships with 3 different coaches. So there's going to be an expectation of championship contention every single year. So by that same philosophy of low bar, low pressure, I'm going to go Penn State, Florida, LSU. Junior?
I think y'all are forgetting about the Tim Tebow Florida years, though, right?
Not forgetting about it. He said the Urban Meyer back-to-back chips.
Okay, all right. I mean, I missed that, JD. Then okay,
but that's 20 years ago now.
Ooh,
18 years
20?
ago.
20? The 20?
Round up to
2007.
Okay,
Chris Leak, Brandon Spikes,
Yeah.
Percy Harvin, Tito.
I got to go a different way than y'all, man. So I'm cutting Penn State. I'm cutting Penn State, and here's why. For a lot of the same reasons we talked about in the last podcast, is Penn State's not actually that great of a school. Like, you're up in the middle of nowhere in Happy Valley in Pennsylvania. It's actually really tough to recruit the top athletes to go there, and it just doesn't mean as much as when you win in the SEC. I'm going to flip your guys' whole point on its head. You're talking about, the SEC's got too much competition. But when you're talking about these egomaniac coaches that are, driven, they want to win in the SEC because to them, then they get to look down on everybody and go, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I did this in the SEC.
I'm saying
it means...
You're taking this from a second-person approach. We're taking it as a first-person approach. Like,
sure,
if I was in that seat,
sure.
But you're saying,
okay,
if we're looking at, do you want to say what you said to us in text earlier, Junior? Maybe don't put that in the universe.
Yeah, I don't want to say that.
Okay, thank you.
But
he said that he wants
what I'll say
Dan
is,
Lanning to go to LSU. Yeah, you said that.
Bro, that cut out. It cut out.
It cut
out right when you said it. Don't say it.
Cut out.
Don't say it.
Yeah, that was hilarious, bro. It cut out right when you said it. But what I'm gonna say is that I'm starting Florida because when you're winning at Florida, nothing feels better than winning at Florida, bro. And LSU, I'm gonna bench it because the talent pool you have in Louisiana alone. I mean, it's true to Florida as well, but like, all you got to do is go in there and ingrain yourself in the culture, and you're going to get the best athletes, and you're going to have a chance every year for that SEC title nowadays. Brian Kelly,
I don't believe
he didn't want to recruit nobody, man.
True. Yeah, he didn't, and he had a terrible recruiting class.
That's my take. I don't care. Like, that's my take. You know what I'm saying? This is my take, bro.
I don't see that.
Brian Kelly didn't want to put in the work. All the reports coming out now from LSU is he was on the beach during the most important recruiting days of the year.
He checked out.
He's with his family.
He wasn't willing to put the work in. Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is, like, LSU, you still got a chance to be in the conversation for a title, for a championship, SEC champ every year. So that's my start bench cut.
I don't think any of those 3 cities are desirable to live in, though, either. Like Gainesville, Baton Rouge, Happy Valley. Like,
I mean, Baton Rouge is the most lit, but what if that's not what you're looking for? You know what I'm saying? And if you're not into fishing and that country life, it's tough. Gainesville is a true college town, which
but it's not like if you imagine like living in Florida, like you're not on the beach, you're inland. It's not southern Florida. I don't know.
Yeah,
quality of life.
I feel that.
Yeah,
I feel that.
I'd rather live in Eugene. But anyway, hey, let's get out of here, man. It has been an hour and 10 minutes. We've had multiple technical difficulties, and it's been real. It's gonna be fun editing this motherfucker.
I will say good luck on that. Good luck on that edit, Chris.
Let AI take over. JD bounce. All right.
Yeah, as JD just bounced because we can't hear him. So hey, Riverside, step your game up, bro.
Yeah, give us
a discount. All right, man.
All right, peace.